Kronos ascended the throne young. His father, King Borin, died under mysterious circumstances. Whispers of poison and betrayal followed Kronos, but he quickly solidified his power. He was a charismatic leader, captivating his people with promises of prosperity and glory. Kronos dreamt of a world united under his banner. He envisioned his kingdom, Eldoria, expanding beyond its borders. He saw himself not just as a king, but as an emperor ruling with absolute authority. His ambition burned bright, fueled by a desire for power that whispered in his ear like a siren's call. The young king trained relentlessly. He mastered swordsmanship, showcasing an almost unnatural talent for combat. He studied strategy and leadership, devouring ancient texts and scrolls. His mind, as sharp as his blade, became a weapon as dangerous as any on the battlefield. Kronos was ready to claim what he believed was rightfully his, the world. He would achieve his goals, no matter the cost. He would become a legend, a name whispered in awe and fear for generations to come. The world would tremble before the might of King Kronos. To match his growing ambition, Kronos commissioned a suit of armor unlike any other. Forged in the heart of a dying star, it was a masterpiece of craftsmanship and dark magic. The armor was a symbol of Kronos' power and his insatiable hunger for more. The plates of the armor were black as midnight, reflecting no light, making him appear as a void in the shape of a man. They were intricately etched with scenes of conquest and domination, a testament to the king's ambitions. Woven into the breastplate, pulsing with a sinister green glow, was a large emerald. This wasn't just any gem, it was the Eye of Envy, a mystical stone rumored to enhance the wearer's strength and amplify their darkest desires. The eye hummed with a power that was both alluring and terrifying. It whispered promises of power, fueling the king's ambition and driving him ever forward on his warpath. The black and green armor became synonymous with fear. When armies saw the imposing figure of Kronos striding towards them, cloaked in shadow and greed, they knew that hope was a fleeting thing. They were facing an unstoppable force, an embodiment of ambition given form. Kingdom after kingdom fell before Kronos. His armies, emboldened by his presence and fueled by the promise of riches, were unstoppable. The world watched in terror as the black and green shadow of Eldoria spread across the land like a plague. Some nations surrendered without a fight, their leaders choosing submission over annihilation. Others dared to resist, only to be crushed beneath the iron fist of Kronos' armies. He showed no mercy to those who defied him. He had no interest in diplomacy or alliances. Only complete and utter domination would satisfy him. Stories of Kronos' ruthlessness spread like wildfire. He was not a king who sought to rule through love or respect, but through fear. His name became a curse, whispered by mothers to frighten their children. He became the embodiment of war, a harbinger of destruction and despair. The world was on the brink. The emerald dream of Kronos was becoming a nightmare for all those who stood in his path. It seemed that nothing could stop his relentless march toward world domination. Section 4. The Sorcerer's Sanctuary, Trophton, and the Price of Vengeance. High in the remote, windswept peaks of Mount Cinderfall lived Trophton, a sorcerer of immense power and unwavering focus. He was a recluse, shunning the affairs of men and dedicating his life to the pursuit of arcane knowledge. But Trophton was not immune to the suffering that gripped the world. Word of Kronos' brutality reached even his isolated sanctuary. He learned of the fallen kingdoms, the lives lost, and the world cowering in fear. Among the conquered was Aethoria, Trophton's birthplace, a hidden village of mages and scholars. Kronos had razed it to the ground, leaving no survivors. Grief, potent and raw, twisted into a burning need for vengeance. Trophton swore an oath to avenge his fallen people and free the world from the tyranny of Kronos. He delved into forgotten texts, searching for a power that could challenge a god-king clad in darkness. His quest led him to a legend, whispered in hushed tones and scribed in languages lost to time. It spoke of a being of immense power, forged from molten metal and rage, a creature known as Tintoastkan. The ritual to summon it was dangerous, fraught with risk, a gamble with forces beyond mortal comprehension, but Trophton, his heart filled with righteous fury, was prepared to pay any price. Section 5, Whispers of Ancient Power, the Ritual of the Molten Heart. The air crackled with energy as Troughton gathered the elements for the summoning ritual. He stood within a ring of obsidian stones, each etched with runes that pulsed with an eerie light. The ground trembled beneath his feet as he chanted words of power, his voice echoing across the desolate peaks. He offered a sacrifice of ancient artifacts, relics imbued with centuries of magic. The air grew thick with the scent of ozone and burning metal. A vortex of fire erupted in the center of the stone circle, flames licking at the night sky. Into the heart of the inferno, Troughton hurled a heart of molten iron, the final component of the ritual. The fire roared, a living thing as it consumed the offering. The flames twisted and contorted, taking on a life of their own. The very mountain seemed to groan in protest as a being of immense power answered the sorcerer's call. From the heart of the inferno, a colossal figure began to emerge, its eyes burning like molten gold. The air shimmered with heat as Tintoast Can, the tin behemoth, clawed its way into existence.